two cameras.
I think in deference to people who are going to come back in before the final session will make a start. There are three more talks now between now and about 5 o'clock. Like starting with Nick talking about the Heritage Network Symposium. Just before he does start speaking, I think we ought to express our thanks to Nick for all the organisation he's put into today's event. It's run very smoothly. It does involve a huge amount of work, so thank you very much, Nick, on that count. And I'll now talk about the future.
Okay. I just want to spend just a few minutes outlining some things about the Heritage Network, because the symposium today's symposium, is only a part of the network, but it's an important part of the network. And to think perhaps a little bit about the value of the network, your views on its value, and whether we should be looking to keep the network going. So, I'm the main investigator. The network itself is a Connected Communities funded project. And I'm the main investigator for it, along with Philip here, who's been kindly chairing a lot of the sessions today, so thank you to him. But as you can see from that list, and this list has actually grown, because we're now in our second year of the network. We've got people from all over the country, Hertfordshire, Nottingham, Leicester, Falmouth, Sheffield, as well as academic sort of partners as the main investigators. We've got a number of community group partners as well, like Wendy Freer, Chris Paris, and Hester Kapoor, who are themselves working on connected communities projects. And we try and meet occasionally to think about, well, we met to think about what we should be doing for this symposium, and also what the network should be doing in the future. And not to forget David at the back there. It's a good opportunity to thank people who's done all the organising for today, all the administrative work, so thank you to David. And Theodora, who as well as filming with Stella over there today's event, is also responsible for the project's website. So the network was initially funded in February 2013 with the original aims to develop a network to disseminate and share research findings and experiences from heritage projects funded by the HRC's Connected Community Programme, which is a significant chunk, I like that word, chunk, of what Connected Communities actually is about. It's not just about heritage projects, but a sizable proportion of Connected Communities projects are about heritage or heritage related. So the whole point of this network was to provide some focus for these projects. If any of you went to the Cardiff event earlier last year, what is it called, the festival or the Jamboree, the Connected Community Jamboree, it went on for a whole week. It was huge, and people were scattered all over the place. And people who are involved in heritage projects were actually scattered on two completely different sides, the opposite ends of Cardiff. So there was very little opportunity for us to meet together collectively on a common theme. So good as that festival was, I don't think it provided, for me, a particularly good focus for people working in this common area of heritage research to actually talk to each other. So I think that's a good reason why this network's important. One of the other original aims to provide support and guidance to communities involved in the co-design, co-production of heritage research. So at the end of the first year, what we managed to create was a website. I don't know if you've seen the website, heritage.gmu.ac.uk, which posts all the latest information about what's happening in heritage research, particularly in relation to connected communities. It also documents the symposiums that we run, and it's got a searchable list of all the connected communities funded heritage research projects that we're aware of. So if you're in connected communities and you're doing a heritage research project, then please check that list, because if you're not there, just email us and we can add you and your project's details to it. We've also got our own email address, Facebook page and Twitter account that again we use to promote and post information about heritage research and things that are going on within the broader Connected Communities programme. Okay, so our funding ran out last year in February, but we were given the opportunity to apply for an extension of that funding for another year, and we were successful. And the funding has enabled us to keep the network going, well, until April this year, April 2015. In order to get that extra funding, the arrangement, the agreement was that we would continue to do what we've been doing, run another symposium. The first symposium ran in, I think it was December 2015, and that was in Leicester. I don't know if some of you actually attended that. So this is actually the network's second symposium. But also, as well as to consolidate the network, to try and extend the network, to increase the membership, and go beyond connected communities. One of the things the HRC was encouraging us to do was to try and make links with other HRC-funded heritage research, and we saw an example of that sort of research this morning in Stefan Davis's presentation, where he was looking at a heritage research project that's funded by the HRC, but through their digital transformations program. Being at the back there actually is the PI on that project, so if you're interested in that project and digital transformations, then you can talk to her when the wine arrives. The other aim in the sort of phase 2 of the network was to develop more content for the website, and I'll talk to you in a minute about how we hope to do that, and your ideas on that content again will be much appreciated. And again, to liaise more broadly with the HRC through the Connected Communities Leadership Fellows. That's George Mackay and Kerry Pacer, I'm sure some of you know. And again, more broadly with the HLF and the NCC PE. Okay. So as I said, the idea of the funding, or the condition of the funding, was to hold a second symposium, and also what we would like to do, and I'll talk again a bit more about this at the moment, is we've obviously videoed today's event, we've got PowerPoint presentations of everybody's talks, but we think there's a real opportunity for us to document in a more formal way some of the presentations that we've seen today. And so what we would like to do is to invite any of the presenters here today to submit a formal research paper based on their presentations, which we will review, and then, if it's accepted, will include in a set of proceedings. So shortly after this event, if you've presented today, you will be receiving an email providing with more detailed information about the format for that research paper, formal research paper, that we're inviting you to submit to us, which we can then document in a set of proceedings, which will be available through the website. Okay. So what have we done in the last year in phase 2 of the network. Well, we attended and presented at the Cardiff show, Cardiff Connected Communities Showcase, which I mentioned last July. Just before Christmas, we were also invited by the HRC. This is the network, was invited by the HRC through Kerry Facer and Brian Enright to hold a community workshop in Leicester for community partners that have been involved in connected communities projects to get their views of working with academic partners on connected communities projects. So that was held at the Y Theatre on the 15th of December. We've got today's Symposium, which again is another sort of achievement of the second year of the project, which I hope you think has been successful. And again, we're continuing to update the website, Facebook and Twitter pages. Okay, last slide. Final thoughts, really. I mean, I've mentioned already that we're basically inviting you to submit to us a research paper based on your presentations today, and we'll send you more information, or David will send you more information about that later by email. We want to continue to extend the network, add and improve the content to the actual website, and if you think it's a good idea, because really it's your network, it's not my network, it's your network, we would like to continue the network, and in order to do that we will need to apply for follow-on funding again from the HRC to keep the network running, to run it for another year, and hopefully, if we're successful, run another event like this sometime at the beginning of next year, 2016. So, I open the floor to you now, really. I mean, what are your views on today's event? Has it been useful? Has it been a useful day here in Sheffield? Yeah.
Sorry, I was just saying that, sorry, I missed last year's for various reasons, but I think it's been incredibly stimulating and wonderful to see the whole range of projects that people are working on, and just the kind of liveliness and like Helen was saying, the complexity and the plurality of what heritage is about is fascinating, and also the creativity really profound as well.
Now my brain's hurting. I've been stretched in so many different directions today that it's because of the variety of projects and the different perspectives that people are bringing to it, both community partners and academics. Any other thoughts?
Projects that are outside the UK?
Sorry?
Would you be looking at projects outside the UK in the next phase?
Well, we had intended to do that in phase 2. Because that's what I thought the HRC were asking for. But when we did put that to them and gave them the costings for doing that, they weren't so keen. So I mean, we would like to do that, but not just because it means a few trips abroad for people, but because I think it would be very valuable to learn what people are doing in other countries as well as in the UK in this area, because it is quite narrow at the moment. You know, we've got no idea what's happening in Europe or further afield, and I think that will, to have that sort of more international perspective would be quite useful.
I think there's been so many things said today that would be hugely useful for community groups or academics starting out on a project similar to this, or research of some sort. And I like the idea that information is up on the website and papers will be written. I wonder if some nice signposting system for issues and things it would be useful to know, just so that people can be directed well on the website rather than having to plough through lots of stuff. Would be useful. Yeah. Because there is a huge amount of useful information.
No, I mean, if you've got suggestions for the sort of signposting, then no, we can certainly do that. Yeah.
I think groups like ours would actually pay a fair fee for the video of today and the proceedings. I don't think you need to give it away.
All right.
You know, we're Heritage Lottery funded. Why shouldn't we use some of the money for this?
Right.
See, it's valuable information.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a nice thought, but I mean, I don't think we'd be allowed to do that from our funding body's perspective.
Well, you could wrap it up in another way, couldn't you?
Yeah, well, you'll have to talk to me about that afterwards. But certainly the video today and the procedures will be available on the website.
Speaking as an unfunded group, can we have it for free?
Yes.
I still don't want to make any money from it.
I feel a bit bad suggesting this, we didn't quite manage to get to our second group discussion bit in our workshop. But I think a bit more chance to talk to each other and have dialogue would be really great. I think, and I think it's always a tricky balance, isn't it, between people being able to share their work but also being able to speak to each other. But there are different formats, maybe like much shorter presentations, but then sort of discussions around themes or ways of doing it thematically.
More dialogue.
Yeah, that would be really exciting. Because I think there are so many, lots of commonalities, also some interesting differences as well. It would be really good just to be able to probe them and understand that a bit more and really learn from each other. So I think
giving each group 40 minutes is a bit.
well, we can't afford to hear that.
I think
Yeah.
40 minutes is long enough or too long in some aspects, because then you're not getting a chance to network a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, I suspect a lot of useful work's going on in there, because the noise coming out of that was amazing. So there's obviously some interesting stuff being discussed.
On that note, I've been to events at the Blue Coat and with Tate, which are art-based, where they have kind of speed dating. So artists and organisations are all kind of in rows of a desk each, and literally you all have 10 minutes or 5 minutes to chat up each other. And you find out loads about different projects.
That's a great idea.
Or whatever,
I think if we do get funded for another symposium, then you should propose that as an event that you will lead. I'm saying it will be really useful. And again, it breaks up the day again a bit, doesn't it? Because if it's just people talking all the time.
So you could have a more formal morning and then maybe a speed dating afternoon or vice versa, whichever would break the ice.
Yeah, you never know, you might meet somebody.
That still doesn't really address the issue if you want to unfold and share a particular project. I mean, if you've done a 20-minute presentation and it's going to engender a lot of feedback and a lot of kind of ideas and possibly one or two proposals, then I think the speed dating thing is at the opposite end. Speed dating is good it's brilliant for kind of quick sound bites and quick networking.
Yeah, I think
that's how that's
you
what
probably
it's
need to.
So, I mean, for me, the pace of the day today has been brilliant. It's been, and I think the two parallel strands of technology and kind of technology and the future and the past in a way, technology and heritage. You've managed it really well, and I think there's been a lot of weight from the tech stuff, which has really excited me, and it's been entirely relevant to the kind of the other aspects, the kind of archaeology and heritage.
Yeah, I mean the technology. It's my particular personal area of interest, but it certainly is there quite strongly, isn't it? In the presentation.
Yeah, I was just going to say that a poster session could be another way of allowing people to make a quick summary of what they've been doing without necessarily having to formally speak about it. But you could have a session where they will be viewed. Yeah, I mean we could certainly do that next. But people will be generally supportive of us trying to keep the network going. I guess is that a fair. Thank you.
Just to add another sort of possibility for future events, like as you know, Nathan, some of the others here, we had a little sort of fringe event yesterday afternoon in this space, and it was actually really great to have done that, and then have this day today. And so I wonder whether other projects or groups or other people might have ideas. You sort of have a day for Heritage Network, but then have a day either side for fringe events or workshops or specialist things that people might stay on for or come early for if there was something happening.
Yeah, because that was really well.
Yeah, we could book a space, or whoever was hosting could say, if you want to bring your project or suggest people come to some event or something.
Yeah.
I really like the thing when we all broke into groups and things. A bit more workshopping is always really nice in the afternoon. I went to an event in Glasgow, just a craft thing before Christmas, and we did Cayley speed dating. So we're all like kind of in a Cayley line, kind of going, strip the willow type thing. And then they also did this thing where they had, it was actually students running, but they're little workshops and they were in 4 different places, and we kind of were in different groups, we kind of moved from one to the other, and that was just quite nice because you that kind of thing about moving around a bit and just being a bit more bodily about it. It was nice in the afternoon.
Rather than sat on hard seats.
That's one last point.
Just in terms of future direction, if you're really interested in keeping Heritage Network going as a research organisation, centred network, I think at some point you're going to have to consider whether to start engaging people who work in heritage beyond that. There's no one, as far as I'm aware, from English Heritage here, there's no one from the HLF, there's no one from Historic Scotland, there's none sort of people who work in the kind of legal delivery side of it. And I think that one thing we found running a project that was AHRC and HLF is how incredibly different the priorities of different organisations are, particularly the people who are, if you like, at the sharp end of heritage. For them to know more about what's going on in the research-orientated world, and for the research community to know more about perhaps what the priorities are for the needs of the coalface work, if you like, would be one way to take it forward and make it relevant. I'll offer that as a suggestion, perhaps, rather than a...
I think it's a good act. I mean, at the last year's symposium, we did have someone from the HLF who came and spoke about the funding that they got available and how you could apply for it, stuff like that. So I think, unfortunately, there isn't anybody from that organisation or any other organisations like that today, but I think it would be good to reach out to them and to try and...
In terms of starting, to build some great awareness.
Yeah. Right, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks for being there.